Hi, I'm Karen and I'm a yarn addict. And this is my channel, and on here I show y'all all the yarn that I buy, and then I show y'all when I crochet with all the pretty yarn, because the two things I love is yarn and crochet. I'm gonna do a tag that Momma Swift, Tricia tagged me in. I've tagged her in enough, so I guess that's fine for her to tag me back. I love doing tags anyway. It's a lot of them, we get to know each other better, so I think they're great. In this tag, it's the 10 things you don't leave home without out of your project bag. Let's get that right, I guess. One thing I quit carrying, well, let me put it, I used to carry always a big old pocketbook, because I always said when I left home I had to carry everything but the kitchen sink. And that was true, because even as my kids got older, when you've got 4 kids coming up, you find out that you carry a lot of stuff around with you. Even when they got grown, I found out that I still needed to carry a lot of stuff around with me. But one of the big problems, and I'll tell anybody this, and I'll shout it out to the rooftop, so if anybody's listening and you're younger or older now and having trouble with problems in your shoulder hurting and your neck, and you carry a big heavy bag, quit. Exactly, because I will say the one thing that I think contributed to a lot of my problems with my spinal cord going down through my neck in that area where I've had so much problems was because I carried a big bag around over and it was mainly, on my left shoulder, but I put it on my right shoulder. I carried it, and it was always heavy. So that's not good for you. Now, if I go out and I'm shopping for anything, I just usually take my wallet out and carry it in. Right now, I've got all of my stuff kind of piled into one bag, and I got it in my Line Brand bag, and it says, all you need, let me get it right, all you need is love and yarn. Yay! I pulled everything out to show y'all this. That's my public service announcement, whatever it's called for it. Protect yourself against cervical myelopathy, and if I said that right, and spinal stenosis, and I don't know if that actually, but anyway, all of the things that I've had in my neck, I feel like were aggravated because of the heavy bags I carried for so many years. So now when I leave the house, I always have a few things with me. So I'm going to show y'all what goes in that project bag. First of all, I always carry a planner, which is, I don't go into all of the buying the stuff for a planner, all that kind of stuff. Mine says shine like the stars. I just have it to know that, kind of what's going on. Don't have a lot of what's going on wrote down here, but I make notes about different things I've got to do in different times, and I should make more because I still can't keep up. But that goes with me along with my other little notebook, the one that I finally found again. Yay! The one I told y'all about, that when Mr. Knott and I went off to Michigan, that I left it in the truck we were driving. That was our friend that had us to go for him. we went in his pickup to go pick up the boat we went after, if I get all my story out here. And I left it in the truck. When my son picked this up for me, he said, Mama, I don't really understand what was so important about that notebook. I looked through and I said, that's because you don't understand. There's names, and then there's pieces of patterns I wrote down, and channel names that I need to keep up with. This was one of my newer notebooks, so it wasn't that devastating that I didn't have it for that long a period of time, but one of my other notebooks would have been awful. But I always have two notebooks. We can count this as 1, 2, or 1. I always have my little pouch in it. I'm going to break this apart as to what's all in it, because in it is always my crochet hooks, and it's my clover crochet hooks, because clover's my favorite, and that's what I crochet with all the time. And in that, I kept dropping things out when I took it apart, y'all, and my whole bag apart, and I was dropping things. Here's what I was looking for. I always have my case of little needles, and most of the time, the needles, well, the pouch and crochet hooks will count, so that's 2 or 3, whichever way you want to look at it. We'll count it as 2. The needles, 3. I always, usually in this thing, my hooks, 2 of them are misplaced. They go in another one. I always have needles over here. There's another one right there. I always keep at least 2 stuck in this thing, so if I go off without this thing, I know I've got these 2 needles, because I never leave home without the needles. Because I'm bad about the projects I take along with me a lot of times are sewing in ends when I know I'm not going to be gone long, but I may need that little project to kind of tide me over, and I don't have time to carry a bigger project, so I carry something and sew in ends. Great way to pass the time. Then, okay, my pouch with the crochet hooks. My books, 1. Crochet hooks, 2. Needles, 3. This little pouch, always, and it's full of these little stitch markers. And I usually have a little pouch. These are little from Hobie stitch markers. I usually grab this out of here, just like I'm rattling on, just like this stays down in this little bag, but because I know I got the 2 needles, so I can stick that sometimes and just leave it here at the house. But if I'm going off and might need the stitch markers, I grab out one of the little packs, because I've got this thing packed full of stitch markers. So, we'll count again. Book, hooks, needles, and stitch markers. We're up to 4. And what's been in my hand here, I usually have a little, when we go on trips, I always pick up the little body lotion that's in the hotel rooms. Just so I always have a little one that I can stick anywhere, but I always keep my Jergens. I just like the plain old Jergens original scent lotion. I always keep a tube of it with me in my bag. Okay. I had to keep counting because I can't keep up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scissors. Always. Number 6. And I've always usually got 2 or 3 pair of scissors. Always have my scissors. Then I always carry some kind of antibacterial wipes. Always. 7. 8. My tape measure. I always keep a tape measure with me at all times. 9. I always carry this tape, which is called it's the paper type tape used in hospitals. Why I do this, and if y'all have seen my videos where a lot of times I have a piece of tape around this finger, I always put a piece of tape on my finger when I'm crocheting because my skin's very, very sensitive anyway, and when the yarn's going over, I'm not like my yarn goes from up here to down here when I'm crocheting. For the most part, it comes across my finger right up here, right below my knuckle. So that's why I always have a piece of tape right there. It'll come across up here, but it doesn't seem to bother it as much as when it comes across down here. So I've got a whole box of this little tape, so I always have one with me. So let's see if that's 9. 1, 2, books 1, crochet hooks 2, needles to sew in 3, stitch markers 4, lotion 5, scissors 6, tape measure 7, tape 8, antibacterial wipes 9. Of course, I always have we're going to put number 10 in my pencils, and I always have chapstick with me because I always need my chapstick wherever I go. So that's always with me. Plus, Momma Swift said we could do a number 11. Number 11 is I always carry yarn. And I just so happened that I had this yarn out, this Pima Cotton by Lime Brand, because I had thought I was going to start a project the other day when I went over to my daughter's house and didn't ever start it, but I brought that just in case. So, I think that's all the things in my bag, if I made any sense. If I'm off on my count, then surely all of the other stuff I showed you adds up to be more than 10. So probably if I just dumped my whole bag out and showed y'all would go. But the thing about it is, I no longer carry the bag where I can stick it over my shoulder and be heavy. I always carry one bag to the car and put it in the car, and if I don't want to just take my wallet along, I'll have another bag that I can just take along for my wallet. And like when I go to church, I don't carry everything with me, so I'll have some other pocketbook to be able to do that. So that's what I do. Let me tell you who I'm going to tag in this tag, and this is just started, so hopefully these people have not been tagged yet. I'm going to tag Darla at the Crafty Yarn Owl Darla, because me and her seem to keep tagging each other back and forth, and that's great. I'm going to tag Brenda, the newbie crocheter. She's not a newbie anymore. And then I'm going to tag Debra with Crochet Life and Stuff with Debra. And then I'm tagging 4 people because we need to get this spread around where we can see what all's in everybody's bag. Then I'm going to tag Petra at Petra's Happy Place. So, that's my things. That's who I've tagged. I'm going to let y'all go, but I'm going to first tell you, if y'all haven't come over and joined my Facebook group, and you have Facebook, please come on over. Like I've always said, you can join and just see what everybody else posts, or you can join and just post anything and everything that you're making, crochet and knitting. I don't mind, knitting's welcome. Love to see people post knitted stuff also. And then if you've got yarn you want to show or anything fiber art related, that's fine. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions you want to ask. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I do that because my subscribe sign's halfway still in the picture, I think. If you haven't subscribed, I really would appreciate if you would. I appreciate all my subscribers so very much. I truly do. So if you haven't subscribed and you like the things that maybe look around my channel and you like some of the stuff I do, please come over and subscribe. And then if you do like this video, give me a thumbs up. And please, please go down and comment if you're on a device that you can comment on. I took way too long. I was going to make this a short video. Anyway, y'all. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed doing it, Tricia, and thanks for tagging me. And y'all know what I want you to do. Always, 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 and forever. All of you out there, keep coming back, because I'm going to be here, and y'all know it. I love you all.